Hello everyone and welcome to my first Tips and Tricks series, where I'm going to show you useful tips in their dedicated videos. Today's topic is how to transfer your images like sketches, drawings, or printed images like digital stamps onto your preferred cardstock. The products you will need, these are budget-friendly, easy to get. You will need a pencil. HB is fine. Recently I bought 2B, as softer pencils should work better. You will also need a low-tack tape, washi or painter's tape. This is to hold your paper with your image in place. And of course you will need your image, sketch, drawing. I'm using here a printed image I found on freepik.com. The link to it will be in the description. If you watch my videos, I used this technique in the past on my drawings as well. Same process. And the last thing you will also need is the cardstock you want to use. You could even use a canvas if you want. So let's get started. I will also have some additional information later, and if you have any questions, ask in the comments. The first step is flip the paper with your image over and apply the graphite of the pencil on the back. I'm using here the HB pencil. You don't need to apply it from edge to edge, just so it covers your image. As you see, I'm using a board below my paper. It's a thick cardstock from the back of a notepad. I find having something softer below helps with the application, especially if the surface is rough. I also like to use a craft mat. It's helpful, but not necessary. Step 2. Once the back of your image is covered, place it on top of your cardstock that you want to use. I'm using here watercolor cardstock. Secure it with a washi or painter's tape. You can add the washi only on the top or on the top and the bottom. This is to prevent the paper with your image from moving. Plus, this allows you to check the transfer in between. And step 3 is to go over the lines of your image, slowly. This video is sped up, I'm not that fast. You can use your pencil for this, you can also use a pen, whatever works for you. With the top washi in place, you can lift the paper and see what you are doing. If you have washi also at the bottom, just lift it and see. You can go over spots that you missed or spots that didn't transfer well. You can even add more graphite on the back if needed. Just don't remove the top washi. Once the whole image is transferred, remove the drawing or the printed image. Don't throw it away. It can be reused multiple times. And that's it. That's how you transfer your sketch or printed image to your cardstock. Just be aware the transferred image itself will be light. I think that's perfect, but if you want, you can go over it with your pencil and make the lines darker. And if you are not happy with certain parts, you can always erase them and redraw. And if you would like to see what I did with the image, here it is. I did simple coloring with watercolor markers. If you would like to see me coloring it, let me know in the comments. Now let me give you a few additional tips. Some are for using sketches and some are for using printed images. Using the graphite of the pencil on the back works perfectly for small images. If you make greeting cards like me, that's perfect. But if you want to transfer a bigger image, you can get something called transfer paper. I also saw the names carbon and graphite paper. This is what you want to search for. Alternatively, you can also use a window or something called lightbox. Here you put your image below your cardstock. If you are using a printed image, before printing, I would recommend decreasing the opacity of the image. On the rose, I think I used like 25% opacity. This way it's easier to trace, as it's easier to see where you are using your pen. While tracing the image, you don't need to use the full image. If you don't like some parts, you can leave them out. I often transfer the image to another paper and then readjust it there. For example, I did that here. I found an image with a mushroom that sort of represented what was in my mind, but I only wanted the big mushroom. I wanted the stem to be thinner and the top curlier. So I transferred the image to another paper and there I readjusted it. And after I was happy, I then transferred it to my cardstock. Also, for this technique, you do not need perfect HD images. As long as you can see the lines, that's enough. You also don't need to use just outline images. Illustrations, colored clip art, or even photos can be used. And lastly, if you are using a sketch that you want to keep, or it is in your sketchbook and you don't want to tear it up, what you can do is transfer or trace your image onto another paper and then transfer it onto your preferred cardstock. Let me show you an example. I have here a drawing in my sketchbook, and all you need to transfer it is a lighter paper that is decently transparent. I'm using a paper from this notepad, nothing special. I got it from a random dollar store-like place in Germany. The important part is 70 GSM, which shows the thickness, or more precisely, weight of the paper. That's what you need to look for, 90 GSM max and lower. The brand is not important. And all you need to do is place that paper on top of your sketch, secure it with a washi, and trace the lines. You can actually get something called tracing paper, but those can be rather expensive. I don't know if they are anything special, I have never used them. Most of them I saw, they are 90 grams, so much thicker than what I'm using here. I never had the need to get one. All I'm trying to do is to get one sketch, transfer to another paper. And this cheap paper works well for me. If you have any questions or have another topic that you would like to see in more detail, let me know in the comments. For more inspiration, check out the video on the left where I used this technique and made 2 different cards using the same image. Or check out the video on the right where I show you how to make envelopes without any specialty tools. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.